calls for a nationwide protest. This is where we are. Now, we can address how that, of course, how things have turned out and how all the evidence seems to be completely false, blaming the IPOB calls for a nationwide protest. This is where we are. Now, we can address how that, of course, how things have turned out and how all the evidence seems to be completely false, blaming the IPOB calls for a nationwide protest. This is where we are. Now, we can address how that, of course, how things have turned out and how all the evidence seems to be completely false, blaming the IPOB calls for a nationwide protest. This is where we are. Now, we can address how that, of course, how things have turned out and how all the evidence seems to be completely false, blaming the IPOB calls for a nationwide protest. This is where we are. Now, we can address how that, of course, how things have turned out and how all the evidence seems to be completely false, blaming the IPOB or by Labour Party's candidate Peter Obi, who, of course, if you've paid close attention, has not on the need for a protest. Or lately, there's been a lot of varying opinions on the need for a protest or not. It has even progressed, just as expected, into ethnic profiling and attempts to paint the calls for a protest as something engineered by the IPOB or by Labour Party's candidate Peter Obi, who, of course, if you've paid attention, has not once said anything pro-protesting. You can, of course, see from his Twitter account every single thing he said concerning protesting. None of them has been in support of a protest, either in the past or currently. But, as usual, the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, still found it within himself. He dug deep within himself, and after searching and searching and searching for days, he was able to still manufacture a narrative blaming either Peter Obi or the IPOB for increasing calls for a nationwide protest. This is where we are. Now, we can address how that, of course, how things have turned out and how all the evidence seems to be completely false, blaming the IPOB or Peter Obi for the cause for a protest. But let's really just ask the question this morning. Is there anyone across Nigeria today who's actually happy? Right from northern Nigeria, the middle belt, the south-south, the southeast, and even here in the southwest where the president is from. Is there anyone who is truly trusting the process? Aside politicians and those who, of course, who are fully invested for their personal interest, is there anyone who says to themselves, yes, things may be really tough right now, but I really trust this government and I'm okay with suffering till things start to get better? Is there anyone who truly is excited about Nigeria's current situation? If there is, why are they hiding? Why don't we see them on the streets celebrating and cheering on the current government? Why instead are we seeing people climbing broadcasting masts or attempting suicide, even here in Lagos? It would be the highest level of self-deceit to tell yourself, or even to tell Mr. President, that the growing calls for a protest are engineered or driven by the opposition political party or movement. And even if that was the case, the fact that there is a growing number of people who are struggling to get even just one meal a day, as stated by Senator Ahmad Lawan, it makes it easier for whichever anti-government group to engineer a protest. Again, that doesn't seem to be the case. Just to reiterate, that it's not likely that any of the calls for protests are engineered by the IPOB or Peter Obi or anybody, just like Bayo Onanuga said. But I'll ask these people around Mr. President this morning to take a quick opinion poll across Nigeria. Ask around 1,000 or 10,000 people, are they truly happy with today's Nigeria? Are they impressed with the way the country is being run? Do they believe in the idea of persevering, as President Tinubu has asked? Just do a quick opinion poll across the country and see what it will show you. I'm certain those closest to Mr. President wouldn't like the results of those opinion polls. So again, this morning, as we take further steps in our journey as a nation, let those around Mr. President be reminded that Nigerians are very much aware that they don't have time to waste. I've spoken about this before. Millions of Nigerians have done a mental breakdown of how old they would be at the end of this administration, and how important it is that our nation starts to see some level of progress today. Not next week, not in a few years, not maybe in the next couple of months. Today. So it is important that this government does something to show the Nigerian people that as you ask them to be patient, that they are not going to be waiting in vain. Ethnic whistling or any other tactics to dismantle a possible protest is a clear sign that Mr. President's people do not have the necessary means to convince Nigerians that they are in safe hands. Good morning, Nigerians.
Una well done o. Obodo Naija don carry census burst out o. Oya bring your ear close make we yarn. Anywhere you dey, if na Biafran you be, whenever they wan count census for Nigeria, kukuma come back to Biafra land o. Make them count you in your own land, because during election they killed us in the north and Yoruba land, and na them still talk say we no get right to vote in their land. So time don come make we boost our population, and if you no fit return, selenge for your house, make you no participate, because them go add una number for the region where una dey. Another one be say, if you dey north and your tribe no be Fulani, when you wan fill the form, identify your tribe. No go write Fulani. E dey very important. In this census, if Biafrans go come back like tomorrow no dey, them go know say we plenty for this obodo Naija wey we dey so. We go use this census exercise to ascertain our population and the size of amenities wey we need in Biafran territory. Remember every obstacle wey we get for this freedom, IPOB don dey dismantle am small small, and this population census go be another evidence to that effect. All hail Biafra. Biafra will hail you. Stand your ground and no fear. No dey from you, no see Biafra like this.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 22nd day of July 2024. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers onto this hallowed platform where we preach the gospel of genuine liberation, genuine freedom, emancipation from both mental and physical slavery. That is what we preach here. Therefore, do not miss this opportunity of listening to Radio Biafra London. You can be hearing us live and direct on our satellite. Remember, our FM relay stations are under fixing, of which they will be booming anytime soonest. Therefore, you can use different options in order to listen to this gospel. This is our rallying point. This is where it all started, initiated by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who started this broadcast on this hallowed platform. Radio Biafra London, in defense of freedom. Also, we are live on satellite. That satellite, free to air satellite you are using in your house, because I can see that hardly no house in Biafra land cannot boast of at least satellite dish. Therefore, it has also Radio Biafra there. There is Radio Biafra there in that free to air satellite. Go to the radio site and you search for it, you get it. You can also log into our homepage, ipob.org. ipob.org. That is our homepage, www.ipob.org. You can also listen. Go there, you will see where it is written Radio Biafra London broadcast live. Click there and you'll be listening. If you also want to donate anything, because this struggle also needs finance. Without finance, we go nowhere. You go to the PayPal section and click there, follow the process and donate anything you want to donate, because nothing is too small and nothing is too big. Therefore, we continue. Also, you can download IPOB Community Radio. IPOB Community Radio. It is a very low data consuming application through which you can be hearing our voice. Also, with that, you can also download the same Play Store. You can also download Simple Radio. Simple Radio, once you download Simple Radio, now you scroll, you search for Radio Biafra London, and you will be hearing from us live and direct. Moreover, we are on different platforms on social media, and soonest will be streaming live on Twitter. Therefore, there is no excuse of not listening onto this hallowed platform, please. You have no excuse. Radio Biafra is there in order to emancipate us from our mental slavery, mental caging. You learn many things in Radio Biafra. We learn from each other. Here it is the rallying point. I could remember when Nnamdi Kanu was here morning, evening, and this is where it all started. Therefore, we must continue. Today, I'm going to just talk on general issues, including some news headlines, because I see that Nigerians are purely ignorant. Let me put it like that. And that is why Nigeria is a shithole. Because the people are ignorant. They waste their time arguing, talking on things that are irrelevant. These are the reasons, the main reasons why Nigerians are suffering. When they are making hell of noise about going on protests, and a year protests in Nigeria, in a democracy. Very, very funny, honestly speaking. But nonetheless, we Biafrans are not part of that protest. Are you hearing me? The main reason why we are not part of, why we should not be part of that protest is this. They are trying to protest for better Nigeria, which we know that it cannot happen. We have tried it. There is nothing that is going to be better Nigeria. Nigeria is going down. You know, Nigeria today is better than tomorrow. You know, in Nigeria today, people are even wishing that Buhari is still there. If this government is out, the next government will be worse than the previous one. We have known that, and that is why we are not part of Nigeria. We are agitating, clamoring for a referendum so that we decide. One man, one vote. Biafrans decide. The same thing that was accorded to Iceland, and they became Iceland today, before they were part of the MAC in 19 I think 22, they have a plebiscite, referendum, in order for them to run their own country. People that today, they are not up to 500,000 in population. They were given that opportunity. Many other countries did the same thing. But why is it hard for us? Why is it hard for the world to understand our plight? We must continue pushing on. Therefore, the main reason why we are not participants of that Nigerian protest, so called, because we know that this is a charade. We are not Nigerians. Number one, we know that Nigeria is not going to be better. It is going to be worse, from bad to worse, worse to worst. Are you hearing me? But ignorant Nigerians, they don't know. Now, coming to protesting, why are they giving a rendezvous schedule for protest? We are going to protest tomorrow. Let me tell you, in Bangladesh, people are protesting, students mostly, because of the quota. They have quota system for government job, for employment in government parastatals in Bangladesh today. Students came out, people came out spontaneously, and we are protesting. Are you hearing me? People came out and started protesting. There is no wait, let it be in next week. Okay, let us schedule 1st of August. That is nonsense. That is no protest. All this brouhaha, noise about who organized, don't go, the protest is Igbo protest, is this and that, is OB, is it? Now I ask, is there, yeah, I'm telling you, Nigerians upset me. Honestly, the mentality is fundamentally flawed. That is why I was listening to some people's views on, let me check whether I can get it, on social media. Somebody asked some Nigerians in London, in England, whether they can be able to go back to Nigeria. Let me play it a bit. And many of them, they are talking about the problem with Nigeria is the leadership, is the politicians. And I say, I beg to disagree. You know, I always say this. I say it is not the politicians. The problem with the Nigeria is the Nigerians. The leadership, the politicians, the political class is part of Nigeria. Because out of the people, you have the political class. I'm trying to check where I saw it again. I cannot see it. I have forgotten where I saw it. I'm trying to check, but I don't think I don't know again where did I see that. But what am I trying to say? Normally, protest is part of democracy, isn't it? Protesting. Why is it a problem? Why is it a problem in Nigeria? It becomes no, they're organizing protests. Is IPOB, is Igbo, is P2B, is now. It shows you how Nigeria works in a fundamentally flawed manner. How Nigeria functions. They will try to intimidate you with words. Are you hearing me? That is how Nigeria works. That is how Nigeria functions. And that is why, Nigeria is a shithole. People don't even understand. People that they are accusing P2B under normal circumstances in a democracy. P2B is an opposition leader, isn't he? he has the right to organize protests. Normally, under normal, let us call under normal circumstances as a democracy. P2B has the right and come say, come out. People, the government is not working well, this and that. Oh yeah, let us protest. He has the right. But look at how they are intimidating him. Intimidating as if now something that is right now will become wrong. People start running. Because Nigerians don't understand what it means to be democracy. That is why I used to say this, that you see this thing they call democracy imposed on us. This Western style of so-called democracy, not democracy. It is a cycle upon cycle of deception. Are you hearing me? Because people in that enclave has never risen. They don't understand this type of, running a type of government like this. They don't understand it. Europe, the West is using it just to cover up and impose their will on the people, to be in charge on the people. That's it. They are making big deal out of it as if a protest is a taboo in a democracy. In 2014, Buhari led with Amechi. They openly led a protest, 2014, against Goodluck Jonathan. But today, they are trying to push it as if it's a taboo. IPOB is not involved because we are not part of Nigeria. Nothing concerns Nigeria. Anything concerning governance in Nigeria is not in our interest at all, because we know that Nigeria is unfixable. Therefore, you come out, they kill you, you die for nothing. You die for nothing. That is the only thing. Otherwise, per se, in a democracy, protest is part of democracy. And any politician, democratically elected politician, opposition, could lead democracy. Could lead the protest. People can come out in order to protest against anything. As it happened, it's happening in Bangladesh. It happened in Sri Lanka. It happened in many other places. In America, protests always. Last time, is it early this year, last year, in Israel, you have protests everywhere. Before October, before they use this Hamas attack, they stage it they know it's an intelligent job by the government in order to remove people's mind. They wanted to put down even the government of Netanyahu. The people came out to protest for how many days, if not weeks. In France, there are always protests at any slightest opportunity. People didn't say, no, we are going to protest tomorrow. No, they come out to protest because it's part of democracy. But in Nigeria, there is not the case. Why is it so? And people start defending, no, it's not, the people didn't want to protest. It's not he that called for protest. Peter Obi didn't call for protest. Because this is the reason why we are not part and parcel of that shithole. Are you hearing me? Because they deceive Nigerians in a way that is, that is in a very simple way. Igbo hatred. They don't care about what is right. What they care about is who is doing it. That is the thing. Who is doing it? Who is calling for protest? Oh, it's Igbo. So that they know that Igbo is a taboo in Nigeria. In the indigenous people of Nigeria. The people that are unfortunately found themselves resident in that place, in that entity. That Lucadarian entity. Even go to Middle Bay. People that are living, go to North. People that are living in Quagmire, in refugees. People that have lost everything. Nigeria is against everything. Tell them that, oh, this protest is Igbo people that want to organize it. Hey! They'll say, no, if it is Igbo, even if we are dying later, no problem. Igbo, no, Igbo. Nigeria has known this. Now, the Fulani oligarchy, they know this. It is a trick which they always use. Yeah, I used to say the hatred of Igbos is a black spot in the Nigerian setting. And it is what is destroying Nigeria, and we continue destroying Nigeria till Nigeria is balkanized. I am telling you. People are not talking about, okay, protest. Why is he making noise? Is Nigeria not a democracy? I played a clip about them on before I started. Just let me replay it again. Let me replay it again. We are a journalist on national television. He's talking. And I was waiting for him to even talk about that. Look, democracy, protest is part of democracy. That logic, simple logic. Why do you have democracy? Is it only to have a judiciary, legislator, and the so-called executive? The answer is no. The answer is no. In 2014, Buhari led the protest. In 2014, Buhari with others, they led the protest. Buhari Ogbonnayono, John Oyego, all of them, they led the protests, nationwide the protests against the government. Now, why is it different? Why is it different now? Once they say, oh, it's Igbo led the protests, now people will stop it. That is, Igbo. You see this word Igbo, it will kill Nigeria. I love it. Let it continue. It will kill Nigeria. And it's killing Nigeria. The hatred is killing Nigeria. I love it. In as much as we are not part and part, no Biafrans should even engage in anything protest for better Nigeria. Because Nigeria is not going to be better. It's never going to be better. We have seen it from far off, and we give up. That's why we are fighting in order to separate ourselves from that quagmire called Nigeria. And nothing more. So nothing concerns any Biafran with Nigerian protests. But I'm just defining this protest in a general point of view of a democracy. Why should it be a problem under normal circumstances? Oh, is Igbo generated? Is Igbo planned? Is Igbo this? Is Igbo that? Because Nigerians are stupid. The hatred of Igbo is destroying Nigeria, and they continue destroying Nigeria. I love it. Let them continue. Because that is the way, that is what they use, the politicians use. Do you remember NSAS 2020? Politicians, what the almost successful revolution being pulled by Nigerians, Nigerian youths, they allow the virus of Igbo hatred to enter, and everything scattered. This Tinubu that have ran away to France, all of a sudden he came back. Once they pump the virus of Igbo hatred, and it is stuck, they say, okay, now it's working. The agent say it's working. The people now are divided. What do you think is, we always talk about divide and rule, divide and rule. What do you think is divide and conquer? What? Once the people are divided, now the politicians have 100%, audacity of looting everywhere, doing everything they want. Because in Nigeria, once it's any ethnic group, they'll say, it's our thief, leave him there. As long as the thief is from our village, leave him, let him be stealing. That is what they have used in destroying Nigeria. And it is working, highly working. Any person can come and talk against Igbo, is Igbo. Because they know that once they mention Igbo, every person will look at it with disdain. Oh, it's Igbo, which means, because anything Igbo is suspicious. In the Nigerian setting, it's suspicious. Are you hearing me? Even if it's the brightest, it's Igbo. It's suspicious. No way. That is why we have to move away from that demonic, satanic place called Nigeria. Let me play it again. What I played before. Let me replay it.
Just as expected, into a lot of varying opinions. Lately, there's been a lot of varying opinions on the need for a protest or not. It has even progressed, just as expected, into ethnic profiling and attempts to paint the calls for a protest as something engineered by the IPOB or by Labour Party's candidate Peter Obi, who, of course, if you've paid close attention, has not once said anything pro-protesting. And you can, of course, see from his Twitter account every single thing he said concerning protesting. None of them has been in support of a protest, either in the past or currently. But, as usual, the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, still found it within himself. He dug deep within himself, and after searching and searching and searching for days, he was able to still manufacture a narrative blaming either Peter Obi or the IPOB for increasing calls for a nationwide protest. This is where we are. Now, we can address how that, of course, how things have turned out and how all the evidence seems to be completely false, blaming the IPOB or Peter Obi for the cause for a protest. But let's really just ask the question this morning. Is there anyone across Nigeria today who's actually happy? Right from northern Nigeria, the middle belt, the south-south, the southeast, and even here in the southwest where the president is from. Is there anyone who is truly trusting the process? Aside politicians and those who, of course, who are fully invested for their personal interest, is there anyone who says to themselves, yes, things may be really tough right now, but I really trust this government and I'm okay with suffering till things start to get better? Is there anyone who truly is excited about Nigeria's current situation? If there is, why are they hiding? Why don't we see them on the streets celebrating and cheering on the current government? Why instead are we seeing people climbing broadcasting masts or attempting suicide, even here in Lagos? It would be the highest level of self-deceit to tell yourself, or even to tell Mr. President, that the growing calls for a protest are engineered or driven by the opposition political party or movement. And even if that was the case, the fact that there is a growing number of people who are struggling to get even just one meal a day, as stated by Senator Ahmad Lawan, it makes it easier for whichever anti-government group to engineer a protest. Again, that doesn't seem to be the case. Just to reiterate that it's not likely that any of the calls for protests are engineered by the IPOB or Peter Obi or anybody, just like Bayo Onanuga said. But I'll ask these people around Mr. President this morning to take a quick opinion poll across Nigeria. Ask around 1,000 or 10,000 people, are they truly happy with today's Nigeria? Are they impressed with the way the country is being run? Do they believe in the idea of persevering, as President Tinubu has asked? Just do a quick opinion poll across the country and see what it will show you. I'm certain those closest to Mr. President wouldn't like the results of those opinion polls. So again, this morning, as we take further steps in our journey as a nation, let those around Mr. President be reminded that Nigerians are very much aware that they don't have time to waste. I've spoken about this before. Millions of Nigerians have done a mental breakdown of how old they would be at the end of this administration, and how important it is that our nation starts to see some level of progress today.
Yes, you see, this is on national television by a so-called journalist. At the face value, you will clap for him. But let me tell you something. Half-truth sometimes is very dangerous. Are you hearing me? As at face value, you will clap. Oh, now this man, wow, it's true. Yeah. There is nothing like IPOB sponsors or sponsor the protests. That one is far reached. Anyway, you can clap and say yes, this man. But as I used to say, half-truth is very dangerous. This man, as he's there, and people are watching him. He's educated, he's a journalist. He can tell people, say, but wait a minute. Democracy, protest is part of democracy. So why is a big deal out of it? That is education. Liberating people's mind. But do you know what he's doing? That is how they play. They will first of all come out to your side and be, as if they are on your side, pleading for you. whereas slightly, little by little, deviating your mindset from the reality. As if now, don't talk, we are talking for you. Do you see what the man is doing? Yes, it's okay, you can clap for him. Yes, but I don't. Because there is something I was expecting him to hammer, but he didn't do it. As a journalist, what he's doing there now is even calming people, for your information, calming people's nerves. That, oh, people will see him and clap for him, saying, now you are, now wow, you are talking truth to power. Now, no problem, let us calm down. He is talking for us. His sedative is applying. Otherwise, do you know what he would have said? To hell with a democracy. He would have lectured the people that, look, protest is part of democracy. So they are using IPOB, NEMI, and P2B in order, as Igbos, in order to make you hate what you are right, what you are fundamental right. That is the idea. But he didn't go there. He just talk so that once you see, with grammar, and people will clap. I don't know, those things don't shake me. I know them very well. They are, chameleons. They don't talk things as it is. Tell people, look, if you people want to protest, it's your right. We're in a democracy. It's your right. Protest is allowed under democracy, under Nigerian law, it's allowed. But he didn't go there. That is my annoyance, my anger. Instead, he's defending one thing and the other, and now people will see him as their defender. So, as this man is talking, no problem, he's talking for us. No, these are cheats. Half truth is better than is more dangerous. I am telling you, than even full-fledged lies. Because with half truth, they will get you and put you into the cage. Are you hearing me? Half truth is just like luring a chicken. You want to catch a chicken or a rabbit. You want to catch a rabbit that is running, you are pursuing, you cannot. You now use seeds or carrot seeds. Break some carrots if it is for rabbit, and put it one down to the cage. As the chicken is eating, bum is coming without knowing it, that you are caging him. That is how they behave. That is their politics. He is busy talking about who is happy, who is not happy, instead of hammering that, look, protest is part of democracy. It is a people's way of talking, speaking. People can come out in order to make their voices heard, because not everybody's voice could be heard, but you have the right in a democracy to make your voices heard. Are you hearing me? That is why in some places, like in some town hall meetings, even with the American president or any White House official, somebody will be there and start shouting. He will rise up and start shouting, calling Hillary Clinton. Somebody rose up and called her in a town hall meeting or in a campaign ground that you were criminal. You killed our people in Libya. It's a democracy, for goodness sake. Maybe as he's talking it, other people that are there that couldn't talk, they buy the idea. Yes, they say, okay, so this woman did this. That is a democracy. They went to ask questions. They will start asking questions. That is what this journalist failed to do. He didn't, he started telling, cock and bull stories. Nobody's happy. Now, why can't you educate people? Look, in a democracy, as Nigerians, you can protest. Is sanctioned by the law. Why are they making a big deal out of it? Why? Because they know that once they talk about, it's Igbos that planned it, it's IPOB. The most haters. I mean, the most hated. Where everybody, the hatred of Igbos is something that unites Nigeria. Hatred of Igbos. It unites Nigerians now. Once any politician can come out, once he's under, as a criminal, he is. If he's on that, he will just mention Igbos. It's Igbos that are sponsoring this. So you see people, even if he killed their mothers, People they will keep quiet. Say no, if it is Igbo, which means no, it's okay. As a criminal, you are right. You are right. That is how they behave. That is the mentality of Nigeria. We know this. We know this their system, and that is what is killing Nigeria. Are you hearing me? You will see people in miserable situations just in order to rise up, look at what we are doing. There is no solution to Nigeria problem other than balkanizing, other than for us, because this journalist called Nigeria a nation. Nigeria is never a nation. It's far. It's a geographical entity. A quagma a shithole. That is Nigeria. But they paint it. Now, which nation? Why is it that you call, oh, he's a Yoruba man? We are proud of Yoruba people. It's a Yoruba armored vehicle plated. Oh, it's Igbo. This. Why then do we have all these nations inside a country like that? Identity. Nobody is there. No, look at the former. I mean, the Nigerian team, football team. I think one Ariwa tweeted that look, they have succeeded in making Nigeria a Biafra team, and he's happy that they cannot win the cup, and of which I'm also happy. They should be disgraced for serving Nigeria. Are you hearing me? Because there is nothing a man can do for the son of the wife that is he didn't father, that he will call him a father. No, all dead, uncle. That is the reality. There is not, as an Igbo man, there is nothing you can do because they always try to use Igbo blood as sacrifice for the continuous unity of Nigeria. And that is what IPOB can no longer accept. Peace at all costs. Now let us unity. Every time our so-called Igbo politicians are unity. At what cost? At the cost of our people. At the cost of our people's lives. It is no more acceptable. If they want, let them go to hell and do their protests. Biafrans, they are not involved. Because we are separated. It's a message, a clear message that we are not part of Nigeria. Are you hearing me? That is the main point. Nigeria is unfixable. There is no way you can redeem Nigeria. It is unredeemable. Nigeria is simply unredeemable. That is why we are moving out of Nigeria. Had it been that there is even an angle through which Nigeria could be saved, we wouldn't be clamoring for Biafra, no. But we have a look around because our value systems, our values are not the same. That is the fundamental issue. Our values are not the same. I saw even in a social media, I think the video where they are flogging a grown-up man for expressing himself. I think in Kanu. They are flogging him. This is not our system. We are Republicans. When you talk about free speech, it is us, Biafrans, Igbo people. We are born with it. It is in our DNA. Not this useless Western imposed, modified doctor, the democracy, which they impose on us. Are you hearing me? So once they talk about Igbos, it's Igbos that do this. So ordinary Almajiri that is dying of hunger, an Hausa man that is miserable, that is a beggar, we now turn. He prefer hunger to kill him than to go with a Igbo policy. Nyamene, the way they have brainwashed them, the way they have brainwashed Nigerians to hate Igbos, it is demonic, simply diabolic. And the politicians are very happy. It's a very big weapon they are using. Very huge one. In order to cover their selves and cover their corrupt practices and the lootings and everything, they will tell you, oh, no, don't do. You want to follow Igbos? It's them that are stirring up trouble. They are stirring problem. Don't protest. Everybody will be at the house and dying of hunger. It's good. Biafrans reject anything protest for Nigeria. Reject anything protest for Nigeria. because Nigeria is unfixable. You can never redeem Nigeria. No mekwantarism. Nigeria won't mekwata again. Never. Don't you ask yourself, since how old are you? Since I was born and I start knowing something, the same mantra. No, have hope. Nigeria will be okay. Nigeria, let us the same thing. When one government gets out, the following government is worse than the former one, the previous one. The one that will come in future will be more worse than the one today. So what is the need? I have explained it here time without number. The creator of Nigeria, Britain, they smartly built Nigeria on a tripod. Now, I could just hear one of the tripods. I hearing? They simply setting imbalance. First of all, creating a country on a tripod stand is not normal. Are you hearing me? Setting up a country on a tripod. Do you know that in Russia Federation today, there are different ethnic groups in some places? Do you know that? They gave them, is a federation, they give them loose federalism for them to rule themselves in their semi-autonomous way, so that no lording, they don't lord over them. Overall, they are Russians, yes, but they go, each province, each tribe rule themselves in their community according to their tradition, according to their culture, according to their system. Whereas respecting the overall country. That's it. But in Nigeria, the last word is in Asorok, in Abuja. If you have, for example, kidnappers attacking, and you call police in Owerri, police will say, wait, they will first of all call Abuja to receive order from Abuja whether to go against the kidnappers or armed robbers. They say no, we can't do nothing. Our hands are tied. We never receive order from above. And thousands of kilometers in Abuja to give order, so that the police in Owerri will take action. Don't you see that it is fundamentally flawed area? Do you see that? Do you understand in a layman's way, in a layman's understanding, how things are how bad it is? Are you understanding? So this is why it cannot be so. If I'm traveling from Owerri, from Ola, we enter maybe local flight. If I don't have money for local flight, I will take a bus down to Lagos. Every southeasterner down to Lagos. If you buy your ticket to travel abroad, you must also make a budget of your stay in Lagos, at least 1 or 2 days. If you don't have somebody there living in Lagos, because everything is centralized in traveling is centralized in Lagos, and our people, it have become part of us. It's no more nothing. We have taken it as a normal thing. Are you hearing me? If you want to, for example, you want to travel abroad, you will first of all buy a ticket, make your budget in order to travel to Lagos, either by flight. It's another budget altogether. Whereas a Yoruba man will just take remain about $10, which he will use as taxi money to the airport, to Murtala Mohammed Airport. 3 hours before the flight, he will be in his house enjoying with the family. 3 hours to the flight, he said, okay, let me take shower and go to the airport. And there he goes. Because the airport is in his door, he's in Domot. But you, being a Southeasterner, you have to start oh, your flight is tomorrow. You have to be there today in Lagos at least. Because for any unforeseen circumstance, you can be on the road, kidnappers will wale, and you will miss your flight because no more going and no more coming. Kidnappers will block you. You'll be crying. People will not know why you are crying in the bus more than others. They say, brother, but they didn't. We are just stopping. We are just waiting for kidnappers to clear. Maybe till tomorrow. You say you people don't know. If I miss my flight, I have to pay extra. I have to pay a penalty, and it's hundreds of dollars. That is because there is no international airport in our land. But for us, it has become normal thing. And it's our normal thing now. That is how it is. Our people. Before you know, it has become normal. So now my flight is 2 days, but I will be in Lagos today. I'm in Lagos now. For any unforeseen circumstance. And from 2 days you stay in Lagos, you don't know how much you spend. Calculate how much you spend. These are some things you would have spent with your family, but you budgeted that, you kept it to spend in Lagos. Why? Because you don't have direct international airport in Lagos. Do you see the inconveniences? But we don't care. It's okay now because you don't talk about it. When you talk about marginalization of Ndibo, they say every tribe is marginalized in Nigeria. And I say, remove the international airport, close Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. Close it. Close Papa Seaport. Close the Tinkan. Close the other one in Lekki. Now, open seaports in Biafra land, in One, in Onisha, in Uguta. Open in Warri. Now, let the Yorubas talk about one Nigeria. Let us see. That is what IPOB has been clamoring for. But the worst part of it is that many of our people, they don't see beyond their nose. They don't understand fully the impact of this marginalization against us. Look at protest or no protest. They are using we Biafrans, Igbos now to settle their cases in order to discourage the so-called Nigerians from protesting. Now the liability Igbo protest. And that is why let me read this news headline. I think Sheikh Gumi, yes, he have a reverse. The other time is him. Oh, Sheikh Gumi, I read the former news here the other day. He called on Nigerian youth to come out for protests against bad governance. But today, speaking from both sides of their mouth, these are hypocrites. Islamic cleric Gumi calls on Nigerian youth to postpone anti-government protests for adequate preparation. He have been settled. And they have called him from behind and told him, Sheikh, this thing, please take it back. It's not to our advantage. Don't worry. The terrorists that you are commanding, no problem for them. They gave him leverage, put money for him and the terrorists and the bandits. And the following day, come out now. He says Gumi calls on Nigerian youth to postpone anti-government terrorists protests for adequate preparation so that they will prepare your former. Let me tell you, normally, protest in a democracy is always spontaneous. Do you remember Floyd, killing of Floyd in America that led to protests everywhere? Even Nigerians, they protested. Do you see how hypocritically they can? They cannot protest of anti-government. They cannot. But they can protest for Palestine in the north, isn't it? There, nobody calls them, say this and that. But this one, they tell them no, it's Igbo. is there. That is why we just they look them, they laugh. They protest, oh, they no protest, oh, it no concern us. No be our toro. Let them, oh, everybody is suffering it now. You hold me for ground. You yourself, are you standing? You, before you can hold me for ground, you bend down. And now suffer quite. But you there for ground. No be so. That is what Nigeria is passing through. The hatred of Igbos is soiling, is clearing them, but they cannot give up. They thought that they are holding us on the ground, not knowing that they are also on the ground with us. Aren't they? Gumi has called on Nigerian youth to postpone anti-government protests for adequate preparation. They are saying it is IPOB organized because they know, Nigerian government, the Fulani oligarchy, the Nigerian caliphate, they know that once they mention Igbo, the Nigerian indigenous populations of different ethnicities, they now chuckle. They say, talk again, you say Igbo? It's Igbo that organize it. I beg, if that be the case, me I know there. Even if we are dying of hunger, me I know there. That is the poison they are using. You understand? Anti-Igbo is a poison. And that poison will consume everybody. I am happy for that. Let them continue. People don't want to understand the message. What they are looking for is the messenger. And that is the mentality some of our people have gathered. You see somebody talking the truth, they don't want to, what they want to, but who is that? Who is that saying? Who is that talking? Look at the way you are talking it. They don't want to understand the reality of what you are talking. They now start mentioning the messenger. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi is insulting people. But the question is, look beyond the emotion. What he was saying, is it reality? Is it truth? It doesn't matter the language he's using. It doesn't matter the way he's bringing it out. It's to draw your attention. But is it truth? No. That hatred, it blinds your eyes. And after that thing we are preaching, that you are supporting, it will reach you. It will touch you and you start crying. That is why you see Albert Einstein. He said, those that will destroy this world are not the evil people. Because they are very few. They are very, very few. They cannot be able to destroy the world. But the passive participants, those that know the good people, but they did nothing. They kept quiet. The quiet good people that cannot rise up to fight evil, they are the people that will destroy the world. Do you see sense in it? I don't know. Do you catch sense in it? They are using Igbo Asekwa, IPOB Asekwa, IPOB Ase, in order to destroy the mindset of Nigerians. And I love that. Because from now till tomorrow, from now till thy kingdom come, Biafrans will never participate in any protest concerning Nigeria. About the governance, to bring good governance, this and that, it doesn't concern us. What we are doing, we are fighting for the restoration of Biafra. That's it. Because Nigeria is irredeemable. It is irreparable. It is unfixable. Therefore, as we have understood this, what is it? You are just, you are just wasting your time. Aren't you? You are wasting your time doing what you are doing, thinking that Nigeria could be better. But they know the reality. That we, IPOB, we have known. We have known. That the reality is what you are fighting a fertile, your efforts are in futility. But maybe ignorance don't allow you. Because the people that created Nigeria, they created Nigeria in this way so that for eternity, Nigeria will continue bleeding. Nigeria will continue suffering ethnic violence, ethnic profilation. How do they call it? Nigeria will, because it's on tripod, not on 360 degrees radius circle. No. or pillar. No, on tripod only 1, 2, 3, and very easily they broke one of the stands very easily. So they continue balancing the country on two stands with a weak third one. It cannot happen. It can never balance because it's on tripod. We are clamoring so that those tripods, we are different nations. We go our different ways. The way Malaysia and Singapore did. I continue giving example because these are examples. People like Gumi, Nigerian politicians, and even Nigerian journalists, those that know how to talk, they cannot educate Nigerians and say, look, our suffering, we are just suffering ourselves for nothing. The solution to our problem is to check, let us ask ourselves, do we really want to be Nigerians? It's a question. And how do we know the answer to that question? Through a plebiscite, through referendum, and say, okay, if we want to be Nigerian, let us see whether we really want to be Nigerians. Because I cannot see the reason why, you join clay and oil. It is another day I will play this Harold Smith's interview before he died. He's one of the colonialists, colonial lords. Direct. He said it. That Nigeria is just like mixing clay with iron. It cannot stand. Oil and water cannot stand. It cannot mix. How is it that in our land, in oil producing areas, call it Niger Delta, call it the southeast, call it the south, gas and oil are produced. NNPC, the chairman of CEO of NNPC is a northerner. The whole people, the people that have the policy making positions in that parastatal, they are northerners mostly, with few Yorubas. Whereas the owners of the thing, they are begging from the sideline. How do you think that the country like that can pass? We are under colonization. You know why people are not seeing it as a colonization like that? Because it is not physically conspicuous. The Fulani, they are not white people. So they are black people like us. So there is no difference. They say, well, had it been they are white people, we'll be shouting. Do you see it? Is it Kiare? Mele Kiare is the chairman of NNPC. All the oil fields in our land is owned by northerners. And you are telling me that this thing should continue? Oh, we are one Nigeria. They are expense. And they use Igbo hatred to blind the eyes of our people, to divide us. Divide and conquer is what we are suffering. When you say divide and conquer, they will look for somebody in your area and empower him. Give him power. Make him to be somebody. Make him wealthy. And now put him over us. And he will be shouting, Nigeria, Nigeria. Now, look at Asari Dokubo. Look at Emeka Ofo. All these are Fulani. Emeka Ofo, he said it. He said, no, Fulani, not an ass. He was not a mad. They empower him. Do you see how they work? That is that. When you hear divide and conquer, that is that. They come to your land. They empower one or two people to be. Now they will be over everybody, supporting the interest. Bringing the interest or protecting the interests of his masters in the north. That is it. That is a smart way the Europeans did. They impose rulers. I'm not calling leaders, rulers on us. They impose rulers. We call politicians on us. When you look up, you are not seeing any white man. You are seeing your own black person. Tinubu is a Yoruba person. You look at him as if he is in control of Nigeria. No, he's not. The Europeans are are in charge using him. Every morning they give him command. They call him on phone through his handler. They call him on phone and give him what he have to do for that day. And you are there, so we are independent. He's my brother. He's a Yoruba man like me. So you don't know that he is simply a stooge, a vassal to the West. Now the Fulani, they use people like a Mekofo as vassals in our land. Asari Dokobo, they empower them, give them, protections, furnish them with money to do anything they want to do. But they'll give them missions to keep our land in check. Do you see? Somebody like Hope Uzodimma, they empowered him. A Supreme Court governor. They empowered him. They put him in power. But they gave him, stipulated to him what to do. And he said, yes, I will do it. And that is what he's doing. Ebubagi is killing our people till today. That is the mission. Organ harvesting everywhere in our land. Our people are being kidnapped by the Nigerian agents. Secret kidnapping. You see, somebody will be moving out before you know it disappear. And they will harvest his organ or her organ. The Nigerian government is sponsoring all these. All these are going on under the charge of the British government. They know everything because they set all these things up so that we continue suffering it. So that we will not even have time. Everybody will be looking for, they sentence everybody to be looking for what you and your family will eat. You suffer until you die. You don't have time to even check what is the origin of this problem. If somebody is telling you, as you are listening to radio, you are saying, nah, if I didn't say market, how will feed me? And he's right. It is what they have, a state they have put us into. So that you don't have time to even rise up to ask, to look for who put us in this situation. How do we get out of this situation? You don't have that time. You don't have that time. They sentence us into everlasting hustling. You know hustling. Once somebody is a hustler, he can do anything to survive. That is a hustler. You hustle. You understand? That is what the Europeans have done to us. So that you don't have time to come and challenge them. In their land, they feel relaxed. Everything is working. Social security, people are receiving. Government is relaxed. Everybody is okay. Things are moving in. Electricity, they have electricity. They have a pipe. Everything is okay. With the resources they are stealing, they are getting from us. Whereas in our land, they put confusions everywhere. And with that confusion, no person will have time to start asking questions. No person will have time to start looking for solutions to our collective problem. Everybody is sentenced into his own, hustling for his solution to his own private problems. This is the mess we are in. Let me play. I've seen this clip I wanted to play before I open the lines. And this is the clip I wanted to play. I think I've seen it. Where somebody is interviewing people, Nigerians, in the streets of London. Listen. Whether they want to come home in any way. And they say, God forbid. People that Nigeria, they love Nigeria, but not going home. They don't want to even think of coming to resettle in Nigeria. Nigeria, their beloved country. What a hypocrisy. Listen, let me play it.
Even if you give me £1 million. No, it's not possible. No.
I have more than £100,000 now.
You sure what? I don't even need 100,000. Nigeria is very nice.
So if given one opportunity, what would you change about your country, Nigeria?
That's leadership. All the politicians.
Leadership. The leadership is kind of like poor. It's pretty messed up, can't lie.
The system.
What exactly do you not like about Nigeria?
The leadership.
The leadership. And you?
The leadership.
Is that all?
That's it.
What's really bad about Nigeria that you can't go and stay?
Education, really.
Corruption is just it's a problem in Nigeria.
Our leadership, they are rubbish.
We have everything.
Everything.
Nobody's supposed to be thinking of going out of Nigeria, but it's our leaders are the problem.
Just to change the government and look for a better government.
Once the politicians are gone, Nigeria should be great again.
So the leaders are the problem.
Once you change the leadership, then the grassroots will begin to grow.
Do you see the ignorance of many people we call intellectuals, Nigerians? Do you see the ignorance? When you look at them, you think that they have something upstairs, but they don't. They don't. They say leadership. Everybody, somebody say, change the. He say, what is it that you don't like about Nigeria? Say the leadership. That is a political leadership, the government. Somebody say, change the government, put another one, and put good government. And you ask, how do you put good government? I beg to disagree. One woman just said the system. I agree with the system. The system is the people. The people. The system is fundamentally flawed. Nigerians are not meant to be one country. Are you hearing me? If you want to remove Tinubu, bring Jesus Christ. Let him come and be president of Nigeria. Before God and man, the following minute he's corrupt. Because that is the system. The mentality of Nigerians are fundamentally flawed because the system created it. Do you get what I'm saying? The system is fundamentally flawed. If you say change the government, you change it with who? Are you minding what this guy is saying? Peter Obi. If Peter Obi he's the president of Nigeria now, for your information, they will sabotage him. I want to, we forget Mazi form and say our people are 15 minutes people. Maybe we are not even up to 15 minutes memory. Have you forgotten Good Luck Jonathan? Good Luck Jonathan was there trying to wipe out Boko Haram at the early stage with the military general Ihe Jirika. Have you forgotten? They sabotaged him. The non-governmental human rights, this and that. America start shouting, no, they are, they say they are committing human rights abuse against terrorists. Hey, oh no, is that how we forget? They are writing. These are Boko Haram. We are slaughtering people on video. Slitting the throats of people on video. The American human rights in this and that. Amnesty International didn't see them. Who they saw is, they say that time the Nigerian military, led by General Ihe Jirika, is committing heavy human rights. And you know what? America sanctioned Nigerian military. I want you to understand how this world works. The dynamics of this world. Truth has nothing to do with how the dynamics of this world. It has nothing to do with sentiment. It has to do with interest and lobby. Applying the right diplomacy. And that is it. Good Luck Jonathan went all out war against Boko Haram. And he paid the price. Because Boko Haram was instituted by the West. I'm saying it openly. It is something that is being known. It is known. Boko Haram was there, sponsored by the West. The same way they are sponsoring jihadism in the Sahel. With it, they are using it as a pretext to remain in the Sahel. Oh, we are fighting terrorism. Whereas they are the ones arming them, sponsoring them. Have you forgotten? They sanctioned the Nigerian military during Good Luck Jonathan time. They sanctioned him that he should never buy a weapon. No country should sell weapon to him to fight Boko Haram. Have you forgotten? Oh no, Chief self. To the extent Boko Haram was stranded, and he has to pressure, international pressure on him. He has to remove Ihe Jirika immediately. So, do you think that if Obi is in power, he become Nigeria president, he will be the person in power? Oh, Chineke, that's where we got it wrong. That is where many of our people don't understand the politics of Nigeria. They don't understand. You come, you want to find Peter Obi. Oh, I will make Nigeria. I will, yeah, how do you motivational speaker? I will build Nigeria. This I will do this. Okay. Now, when they sanction your ass off, they frustrate you. You can't do nothing, and they will force you to do. They force Jonathan out of power. Obama forced him out. Say you gotta go. He called Jonathan. He said, "You have to go, leave office now, and leave Buhari. Otherwise, you cannot handle what will come." Jonathan know that. I trust his wife. His wife is very intelligent and human being. He will tell the husband, say, "I beg go, leave them, remain alive for me or for the family." That is why Jonathan came up in 2015 and said, even before the result of the election, he said, "My blood, I mean, the blood of Nigeria does not merit my political ambition. So I resign. I come down. I congratulate Buhari." Have you any Nigerian journalist genuinely confronted Jonathan and said, "Please, Olga, what did you see that time that made you do this? I know you saw hell, pressure from everywhere, that you are trying from the West, that you are trying to, towards our agenda in Nigeria. Who are you? Monkey, you are." They blocked him. Have you forgotten that they caught Jonathan? Nigerian government money, which Jonathan sent with a bishop, cash of I think either $9 million to buy weapon from South Africa. Have you forgotten? A whole government can no longer buy weapon. He was sanctioned because he is not the right person for Nigeria. For the West, he is not the right person. So he has to. So if Peter Obi enter, what do you think? That's why we Igbos, many of our people are blinded by our sentiment. You don't go into deep issues. You don't go deep into issues to analyze and understand how things work. That's why we make mistakes. That's why we always make mistakes. We always mistake. Every time when we finish, we say, "Oh, we don't know." Always regret it because we don't analyze issues. We enter everything with sentiment. No, what will he do, Peter Obi, if he become Nigerian president? What will he do? What will he do? You will see that they will first of all start by putting his chief security officer to be a Boko Haram terrorist supporter of northern origin. But he can't help it. They will give him the list of people that should surround him. Otherwise, they will frustrate his government, so that his life will be in their hand. So that anything they tell him do, he will do it. If you want to cry, you are Neanderthals from your population. They don't care. You don't know what is holding him. They will hold him hostage, so he can't do nothing. All these things we have studied, we have seen it, that Nigeria is not like any other country. Nigeria is not like any other country. So anybody that is coming, save Nigeria now, we are going to fix Nigeria, you are just deceiving yourself. Either you are ignorant or you are outright mischievous. You know what you are doing. You are part of the problem. Are you hearing me? Look at a journalist cannot boldly tell people that, look, in a democracy, protest is part of democracy. So there should be nothing like demonization of one. That is distraction. If you want to come out for protest, that is what the journalist should be teaching, should be lecturing Nigerians. But he didn't do it. He entered into half truth to touch your emotion so that you support it. I say, now this man can talk anyway. He is talking for us. Let us live. These are strategies. Strategies. Look at people that you know. They say remove one government and put another one. That is the best. And I say foul. Let me start it again. Listen. Listen.
Back to your home country, Nigeria.
Why should I do that?
No. Even if you give me £1 million.
No, it's not possible.
No.
No. I have more than £100,000 now.
I don't even need 100,000. Nigeria is very nice.
So if given one opportunity, what would you change about your country, Nigeria?
That's leadership.
All the politicians.
Leadership. The leadership is kind of like poor. It's pretty messed up, can't lie.
The system.
What exactly do you not like about Nigeria?
The leadership.
The leadership.
The leadership.
And you?
The leadership.
Is that all?
That's it.
What is really bad about Nigeria that you can't go and stay?
Education, really.
Corruption is just it's a problem in Nigeria.
Our leadership, they are rubbish.
We have everything.
Everything.
Nobody's supposed to be thinking of going out of Nigeria, but it's our leaders are the problem.
Just to change the government and look for a better government.
Once the politicians are gone, Nigeria should be great again.
So the leaders are the problem.
Once you change the leadership, then the grassroots will begin to grow. People are suffering. People are dying. They are using 160 million to buy Jeep.
Do you know, I call it ignorance. If you remove a government, you replace it, they are just talking about symptoms of disease instead of talking about the disease. The mentality, the people is the problem. Change the mentality. Just study revolutions, how Britain came to be developed as they are today, civilized. It's not the government, no. It's the people. From time to time, the people will clamor for one change or the other. They will rise up and do something. And they will force those in power in order either they sweep them away or they force them to do the right thing. The people are the kingmakers. They are the people, they are the ones that have the ultimate power in order to effect real changes. Change the mentality of the people, and now you change everything. There is no, once the mentality of people, of Nigerians, continue being quagmirish, if you want to bring an angel, I think they tell you they don't have angel cake now. All they have is white angels. Bring them to rule Nigeria. The same thing. You will shout and shout. But once you change the mentality of people, people start being smart. Once Nigerians start being smart, asking questions, reasonable, the necessary questions to be asked. Now start asking real questions and behaving like I say ordinary Nigerians. You see, everything will change. Do you see the reason why we shout here, there and night on Radio Biafra? In order to change the mentalities of people. Are you hearing me? In order to change the way people, Biafrans, reason before we enter Biafra. So that we shall not be driven by the same Nigerian system, the mentality, the superstition. If you see cat, you say, cat is no more cat, is a demon. No, it's a demon. Everything you change, everything is changing in your head and you believe it, you accept it. This is not the type of people we want to be. We don't want to carry the same mentality and enter Biafra. The problem with Nigeria is fundamental. It is the population. Education being given to them is fundamentally flawed. That is why Nigerians are flawed, fundamentally flawed. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Everything. People behave as they want. That is why you take out one government, who are you going to replace it with? The same quagmire. But when the changes came from the grassroots, there it will come to stay. Are you hearing me? That is where I accept the mantra of APC. He said, change starts from me. That is how it should be. Not a corruption. Who are you going to put there that is not going to be corrupt? When you make fundamental changes, direct, from the people, it becomes a change, people-driven changes. People clamor for changes. People now start reasoning in another way. When you talk about the nation, a country, yes, I say yes with you. But without it, look at what happened in Kenya. The protest of the people, because it touches the people directly. The International Monetary Fund or World Bank, they want to lend money, billions of dollars to Kenya president. You know, that is how they lure them. Because they know that more than half of that money, if it's on cash, we end up in the pockets of politicians and end up coming back to the West. So they give them wrong advices and they have to accept it in order for you to be in power, so that the people will continue suffering. They say raise taxes for the people. People will in the miserable situation they are, but they must continue paying more. The same way crude oil. Nigeria is one of the highest or largest reserves of crude oil. But you don't, you import refined products. Even Dangote now is hearing the heat. Now we want to give up his distance to his refinery to NNPC, because the West have told him, look, you think that Nigeria have 3 refineries not working and you want to work? It is from us. So he saw superior power and he want to bow. Because things that are happening, it is from the West. The misery of Nigerians is from the West, with the collaboration of the Nigerian government for them to be in power. That is how it is. If you want to be in power, come. You have to do this, do this, do this. Don't go this place. Don't ever tie the road of Ohaji Eboma. Don't bring development to them. That one is any governor from Imo State. Don't tie. You see all those places, or all those places that have crude oil and gas in Biafra land. It is a policy. Don't develop them. It is a policy. If any governor tries to do that, they will do abracadabra on him. Are you hearing me? So that is how what the West is doing. You want to be president, Nigerian president, we will put you there, but look at what you have to do. Don't be doing a Boko Haram fight on paper, sending Nigerian military to go and die, but don't do the real fight. You say, yes, I will do it. Don't you see the one? Have you forgotten? Is it 2 years back? The chief of army staff, the new chief of army staff, what is that his name? That killed once he entered power. Within few months, Chikawe was killed, the Boko Haram leader. Have you forgotten what happened to him? Immediately they arranged a plane crash. He died. He died too. Because killing Chikawe was controversial. Some say yes, some say no. They say do it. He did it. And he paid with his life. Plane crash was arranged for him. Have you forgotten? Here we don't forget. Radio Biafra is a library. You understand? We don't forget. And they say RIP. He's a Nigerian gallant general. So let him rest in peace. They bury him with Nigerian flag. That one go. They continue. Others that are there, once you are talking about giving a military bad weapon that are not functioning, you think that he don't know? He knows, but it is above his capacity. He cannot give the Nigerian military that are fighting Boko Haram good weapons. It is not from him. Are you hearing me? You see him and start blaming him. But no, it is a superior power from up that are doing all these things. But he cannot. The only thing they tell him, you can loot any money, no problem. You are safe. But you do anything we tell you. Because Boko Haram is order from above, you cannot defeat them. Order from above, he say, yes, sir, I will do. And he take the position. Are you hearing me? There are forces there are demonic, heavy forces in this planet that are in charge. not your president. The only thing that can bring a change is when people collectively rise up. That, like in Kenya, you see, it doesn't matter that it is an International Monetary Fund. It is World Bank that instituted the misery they want to imput on the people. The people rose up in unity and resisted. And the president has to give it as an excuse to his Western handlers and say, look, my people, otherwise my people will kill me, they will distance me, riot every. That is why a democracy, protests are necessary. People rising up are necessary. In order to even help your president that is in bondage, is in a cage, so that he will use the protest of the people, the rising up of the people, people's revolution as an excuse to his superior handlers, Americans and Europeans, telling them that, look, if I didn't do this, my people, there will be problem everywhere. And this is not hidden. So it is no more my fault. They will tell him, okay, cancel that one for now. Let us think about the way to bypass it. That time he has had, because a government must work with a people, a democracy. Otherwise, you are in a shit hole. Good luck, Jonathan. He hid everything and he get out like a chicken. There are some secrets normally. If you want real changes to your country, but you cannot afford, you come out. It doesn't matter, you pay for it. You tell people on national television, look at what I'm going through. Look at the powers that I want to bring this good policy, but look at powers that be there. You see, you will stir up, riots and this thing inside the country. And the West, we see it, and now they'll go back. They say Nigeria, these individuals, they say change the government in Nigeria, and everything is okay. How many from 1960 to today? How many governments have been there? How many governments? It's more than 20 or 30 different regimes since 1960. Nigerian flag independent today. Still the same status quo. Can't you ask yourself why? Because there is a superior hand that they are using. And that is why the Fulani, they on the rampage. They say, as long as we are even allowed to take over Nigeria, sponsored to take over Nigeria, they say we can do anything they want. We can give them the crude oil. After all, crude oil is not in our land. We are not the owner of crude oil. That is the Sokoto Caliphate to them. They say, after all, let us get what we can. The crude oil is not our own. Britain, still as you want. America, take everything you want, I beg. As long as you sponsor also that we take their lands, no problem. And that is what they are doing. So you see that we are in a bigger mess than we thought. We are in a very bigger mess than we think we know. No new government can come and change Nigeria positively. That is for the starters, for your information. So if you are thinking that Nigeria will change for better, you are just pipe dreaming. Unro ebo sananya. Nro iba jigi. Nigeria is unfixable. People have gone there. Jonathan, if for example, Jonathan, you near him privately, you start asking him, Oga, can you just confide in me? Tell me what you saw. He will laugh. I know he will not reveal it. But I don't know why they like holding such type of secrets. Tell people so that people will know. What made Good Luck Jonathan to see and say, oh boy, my political ambition, your blood does not merit my political ambition. Obama has warned him privately. You gotta go. You gotta go. You understand? Otherwise, we frustrate you and you will die. Because there are powerful people you don't challenge. I could remember, it just entered my head. You remember the Ahmed Chalaba, the Iraqi dissident politician in America that was in exile with others, but headed by Ahmed Chalaba, that George Bush used in order to, invade Iraq and kill Saddam Hussein. Have you forgotten him? Have you forgotten? With the whole lies, weapons of mass destruction. Oh, Iraq tried to acquire uranium in Niger Republic. All these are forged documents. United Nations came and said it openly that these documents are fake. But they went forward and destroyed a whole nation, a whole country, Iraq, killing millions of people, rendering people homeless. Sometimes I ask myself, we are talking about good and bad. These people that did this, Donald Rumsfeld, Colin Powell, late Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice, George Bush, all of them, they are living happily anywhere they are. But they render the people, they close the families. They slaughter the thousands, if not millions of people. And with your little brain, what is in this world is about interest. Do you know that Ahmed Chalaba, that man, after he turned around, when everything, their whole plans, after killing Saddam Hussein, their home plans backfired, and he saw that America occupied Iraq. Ahmed Chalaba turned around and started campaigning, even against American occupation in Iraq. George Bush secretly warned him, say, you either support us or we discard you. After Ahmed Chalaba gave an interview to one media group, 10 hours after that interview, Ahmed Chalaba died of a heart attack in his bed. This is the world we are living. Like, this world is black and white. No, it is not. There are many colors. There are many things in this world. There are many dynamics. For some people to be rich, there must be others that are poor. Now, the poor with that amount. Oh, man, $10 million. Only $10 million. They poorer by $10 million. That is how this world is. So when we hear the sentiment or world of interest, you have to play your own card. Play it well. That is what we subscribe here on Radio Biafra. This is where I'm going to stop. We are going to go into a few minutes break so that when we come back, I'll open the lines so that people will start calling. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
Rest, just as expected, into ethnic. Lately, there's been a lot of varying opinions on the need for a protest or not. It has even progressed, just as expected, into ethnic profiling and attempts to paint the calls for a protest as something engineered by the IPOB or by Labour Party's candidate Peter Obi, who, of course, if you've paid close attention, has not once said anything pro-protesting. And you can, of course, see from his Twitter account every single thing he said concerning protesting. None of them has been in support of a protest, either in the past or currently. But, as usual, the presidential spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, still found it within himself. He dug deep within himself, and after searching and searching and searching for days, he was able to still manufacture a narrative blaming either Peter Obi or the IPOB for increasing calls for a nationwide protest. This is where we are. Now, we can address how that, of course, how things have turned out and how all the evidence seems to be completely false, blaming the IPOB or Peter Obi for the cause for a protest. But let's really just ask the question this morning. Is there anyone across Nigeria today who's actually happy? Right from northern Nigeria, the middle belt, the south-south, the southeast, and even here in the southwest where the president is from. Is there anyone who's truly trusting the process? Aside politicians and those, who, of course, who are fully invested for their personal interest, is there anyone who says to themselves, yes, things may be really tough right now, but I really trust this government and I'm okay with suffering till things start to get better? Is there anyone who truly is excited about Nigeria's current situation? If there is, why are they hiding? Why don't we see them on the streets celebrating and cheering on the current government? Why instead are we seeing people climbing broadcasting masts or attempting suicide, even here in Lagos? It would be the highest level of self-deceit to tell yourself, or even to tell Mr. President, that the growing calls for a protest are engineered or driven by the opposition political party or movement. And even if that was the case, the fact that there is a growing number of people who are struggling to get even just one meal a day, as stated by Senator Ahmad Lawan, it makes it easier for whichever anti-government group to engineer a protest. Again, that doesn't seem to be the case. Just to reiterate that it's not likely that any of the calls for protests are engineered by the IPOB or Peter Obi or anybody, just like Bayo Onanuga said. But I'll ask these people around Mr. President this morning to take a quick opinion poll across Nigeria. Ask around 1,000 or 10,000 people, are they truly happy with today's Nigeria? Are they impressed with the way the country is being run? Do they believe in the idea of persevering, as President Tinubu has asked? Just do a quick opinion poll across the country and see what it will show you. I'm certain those closest to Mr. President wouldn't like the results of those opinion polls. So again, this morning, as we take further steps in our journey as a nation, let those around Mr. President be reminded that Nigerians are very much aware that they don't have time to waste. I've spoken about this before. Millions of Nigerians have done a mental breakdown of how old they would be at the end of this administration and how important
pipo una well done o. Obodo Naija don carry census burst out o. Oya bring your ear close make we yarn. Anywhere you dey, if na Biafran you be, whenever they wan count census for Nigeria, kukuma come back to Biafra land o. Make dem count in your own land, because during election they killed us in the north and Yoruba land, and na dem still talk say we no get right to vote in their land. So time don come make we boost our population, and if you no fit return, selenge for your house, make you no participate, because dem go add una number for the region where una dey. Another one be say, if you dey north and your tribe no be Fulani, when you wan fill the form, identify your tribe. No go write Fulani, e dey very important. In this census, if Biafrans go come back like tomorrow no dey, dem go know say we plenty for this obodo Naija wey we dey so. We go use this census exercise to ascertain our population and the size of amenities wey we need in Biafran territory. Remember o, every obstacle wey we get for this freedom, IPOB don dey dismantle am small small, and this population census go be another evidence to that effect. All hail Biafra, Biafra will hail you. Stand your ground and no fear. No dey from me, no see Biafra land is far.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from our province of Biafra land. And we are here live and direct. Today is the 22nd day of the 7th month, being July 2024. Tatabo Bochi Orie. Our lines are now open. Our direct line, as usual, is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I have callers already. I will take just few calls, please, because I have another thing to attend to. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. There, Mazi. Just hold on. Let me connect you, please. Just don't. Okay, go on, go on. Yes, go on now. Go on. You can go on now.
Yes, they were Mazi Jonathan and lovers of freedom. It is always a pleasure to be part of this wonderful program. Mazi, any day you hold program and I didn't listen from start to finish, I will feel that something is missing. First of all, I want to thank Chukwuka Biama for the strength and the life he has given to many Biafrans that are still pushing this struggle up to now, and pray that God will protect our leader wherever he is. Mazi, years back, decades back, Biafra, during the time of Ojukwu, we suffered the defeat of that genocide because of lack of publicity, lack of media. Today, Radio Biafra is a great institution that is here to demystify all the lies. I don't want to go into that Nigerian journalist that was spewing rubbish. But let me just leave that, because you rightly captured his tricks and analyze it the way people will understand, because that is how they come. Mazi, any person who has been following your program can easily analyze your line of thought, and I love it. That is, it's like reading a book. Mazi, there was a day you asked a question. I gave an answer. Oh, sorry, lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi Amechi. I'm from North America. So, Mazi, you asked a question. I gave an answer, which is close to what you are looking for. You asked a question. If you were P2B and they gave you conditions, foreign powers gave you conditions, what will you do? Mazi, do you know that today's program, you have answered that question in line with what I was thinking? Look at what is happening in Kenya. And I answered you. If I were P2B, I will accept whatever condition they gave me. Then I will come back and give power back to the people indirectly. Do you know, Mazi, that the greatest thing that the Western powers are afraid of are people? When people are awakened,
of course,
they can do wonders.
Of course.
When people rise up, there's no power in the world that will stop them. Now, Kenyans, they are helping their president indirectly. They are helping their politicians indirectly.
Of course,
you know,
Mazi, you understand my line of thought. Of course. Go on.
Yeah. Now, Mazi, do you know that now we have so many politicians in Nigeria that don't like the system, but they are helpless. They have to flow by the corruption, but they don't like what is going on. Look at Dangote is crying today. I don't want to go there, but Mazi, the point is, our people are in dark. We are not awakened people. That is why I agree with that girl that said the problem with Nigeria is system. It's not politicians. It's system. But Mazi, to summarize because I want to make it fast. Mazi, the main thing that is holding all of us is something that is, what is holding all of us has been mentioned, but people are not realizing it. It is a word of Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth said in his word, unity of Nigeria is a task that must be done. Mazi, Gowon used this word, this sentence several times during that war. And recently, Obama repeated the same sentence, that unity of Nigeria is a task that must be done. That is what is holding Nigeria. Underline that word, task. Why are they forcing the unity of Nigeria? So, Mazi, I just want to drop it here, but to let you know that they frustrated Jonathan out. They frustrated Jonathan out, when they were dealing with Boko Haram, they blackmailed him. He kicked the Hejika out. They stopped him from buying weapons. Jonathan even descended so low to work with current president, Pastor Oriche Jafo. Because sometimes, anyone in the Bible, 15 minutes memory, we know they link these things together. They caught the current president's helicopter in South Africa, cash, and the same people blackmailed him all over the place. That look at the president carrying cash and all that. But Jonathan was helpless, tried to buy weapon. So in Nnamdi today, this campaign of evil people behind Boko Haram, behind Fulani herdsmen, behind the GMO seed. This thing started long ago, but we are not aware. But today, Radio Biafra is analyzing it one by one, bringing it out for people to understand. So, Mazi, thank you so much. May God continue to strengthen you. Today, in time to come, in years to come, our children will wake up and play your voice one by one and know that Radio Biafra is an institution, is a library. We cannot forget our history. Thank you so much.
There were, Mazi. There were. You know, one of the things that Arum in Africa is this. If somebody, for example, if a patriotic person in any way is in power and he's in a kind of going towards liberating or disobeying a bit the Western masters, before you know, people on the ground, you will see different people on the ground will be negotiating with the same West to undo this man. I can do better. I can give you anything you want. Just put me in power in that his position. That is when you see the problem Africa has, mostly Nigerian, is too many. If somebody, for example, is walking towards even like a P2B is boasting, if he get that power, he will do this, he will do that, he will better Nigeria. Before God and man, if he try to make any move to better the life or say better Nigeria in one policy or the other, thousands of other politicians at the background will be meeting with the West and telling them, don't you think that this man is committing catastrophe? I can do better. I can give you anything you want. Just let me be there. Do you see? That is why no respect for Africans, because the slave trading, transatlantic slavery have not stopped. It continued. I am telling you, we Africans are selling Africans. That is why no single respect for Africans, black people, because they know what you are doing at the background. They know. People that can collect money and sell themselves. Till today, it's still going on. Is it the religious leaders? They know what the religious leaders are doing. They are deceiving, scamming millions of miserable people. The West, they are seeing them. They know that you will go to heaven, you have miracle, this and that. They know. Whereas you are scamming them, still the same black race, still you are people, you are scamming. Why should you have respect in their presence? Why? Caller on, let me see, is it WhatsApp? Please go on. You have been here since 10 minutes plus. Chibueze, Mazi Chibueze, can you hear me? Please go on.
I can hear you, Mazi. This is Chibueze.
There we
Mazi, I love your analysis. I always love analysis. This radio, people don't know what this radio is doing. This radio is opening eyes. Critical thinking. Sometimes you speak after you change how you put. Guy you're on your bed or your sleeping bed, begin to listen to this radio, begin to repeat these things. Your brain can never be like them. Mazi, when I'm to you about this protest have to go here because I don't believe that all Nigeria youth are planning this protest. My own school of thought, so this is my own school of thought, and what I'm saying, I believe that it's Nigerian government, they want to purify some individual, want to put some individual Nigeria government is, because you can't tell me that somebody wants to do a protest and even a date, arrangement, all these sort of, because protest happens quickly. It can't give any date for a protest. And then protest arrange. Protest happen, no leader, nothing. Because if you check what is happening now, I know say I'm not hard for people. They want to organize people. They want to carry. They want to page people be bad, and also they want to page IPOP bad, and they are using this thing. Ima na na onwu buru Nigeria Igbo. Onwu buru Nigeria Igbo. Anytime you may actually me akpo hali Igbo. You watch out the momentum now. If you forget about this protest is going down. That moment, because akpola Igbo. You watch the journalists, the way you analyze that. You say you say the real truth. Only you have information. Only they have information. That journalists want to paint it like no IP man and no IPP na people be on the organize it. The minds of people. How to make protest? How make protest? No, all the IPP, all the benefit IPP, all the benefit in the Igbo. All in how to people fight some people. Another thing another thing about this system. I don't know why people. Sorry, even though anybody, whether you are in America or you are UK, please, they will him to you because of all no can. I want to everybody know that place or no. I want to their mentality of these two countries, and are the same. How can someone go? How can someone went to the UK? Now, the problem of Nigeria is bad government. How can bad government be a problem? If you remove Chinedu there, put anybody put there, you'll be corrupt. The problem of Nigeria is the system. How did Nigeria was Nigeria? How did the problem of Nigeria find the foundation, because when the outcomes somehow if the foundation is not strong, or what is the righteous do. The foundation of Nigeria is the problem. The foundation is the problem. How can someone go grad UK, grad school nearby, see life, see talking about bad government, clear that place now. That person that is saying is bad government, he will be more corrupt than the former one. The problem of Nigeria is the system. The problem of Nigeria is the foundation. Nigeria cannot work because we don't have anything in common. How can you bring many countries and put it together? We don't have any common this thing, common value system. If diversity is our strength. Diversity is our strength. Which diversity is our strength? You can America. You have grown on God is trust. If you believe in America, you will swear an oath under America. It's Nigeria. How can Nigeria work? Nigeria, you don't know whether Nigeria is a Muslim. You don't know whether Nigeria is a Christian country. You don't know whether Nigeria is just the country. The system is the foundation. The Nigeria needs to go down. Only did go down. They fight down and deal with those things. They talk to you about this Kenya rally. I don't think that the whole Kenyas. I don't think this is my own thoughts. I don't think no Kenyas may this put. I think that the government anyway how we can the government to plan in that protest. Because that government he could listen you told him you got just back to your people. If your people here I mean, because of where that Kenyan government was put there from America is they are controlling the man. If the man ain't power, what just use the only just use the people small power and the people rise up. Thank you for everything. Go here. Mama will bless you.
There were Mazi, there were, and you too. Dodrege. We must continue. You know, it's a pity that people always talk about the problem of Nigeria is the leadership, is the politicians. But no person they don't go down to talk about, look, our problem is fundamental. The problem of Nigeria is fundamental. The way Nigeria is being stitched together, amalgamated together. People of different values, they don't go there. I don't know why. Is it? Are they excluding it out of omission or commission? I don't know. Caller on direct line. Mazi, can you hear me? Please go on.
Yes, good evening, Mazi Jonathan.
There were Mazi. There were.
Thank you very much. My name is Chukwu Emmanuel, and I'm speaking from our location. Thank you once again, as always. I greet my leader and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the man who set up this platform to expose so many things that was hidden under the roof of heaven. I greet him once again. Yes, I want to start from the protest we are talking about and what the Yoruba man put as a statement. The problem we have in Igbo land for quite a long time is that those people like P2B who's supposed to learn from history refuse to do so. Now, if I may ask, after this statement from the Yoruba or Laniga or whatever, what did the P2B said in reply? Are you hearing me, Mazi Jonathan? Hello? Hello?
Mazi, go on. Mazi, go on. The whole world is hearing you. Go on.
Okay. If that is the case, I have said time without number that I am against P2B for not learning from what happened to Nnamdi Azikiwe and what happened to their people. It is very, very unfortunate that somebody like P2B and Ohanese Igbo have reduced Igbo race that was respected by the white people when they came to Nigeria. Because they cannot stand and make a statement as leaders of their people. Because when you have leaders who are beggars, it will transfer the beggar to those that is leading. But when you have a leader, just like our leader Nnamdi Kanu, he will pass strong people, like some of us today, to speak as a leader. A leader can never beg for anything. That is why he's the leader. Any person that is begging, like Ohanese Igbo, is a slave in the name of leadership. It is very, very wrong for P2B, after disgracing himself, going to the north to pray where they bury Ahmadu Bello so that he will be a president of Nigeria. And he travel all the whole world and he have experience of what is happening. And he's still going back, deceiving those that he can deceive. Let me put it very clear. There was a question you asked some time ago. If you are P2B, what are you going to do? And you say that you will accept whatever they told you, and when you come back, you do whatever you want to do. For me, it is not correct. Because you can never change any position in Nigeria government as an Igbo man. You see all the important positions which will allow you to do anything. As Igbo man, you cannot change it. You see this government of Chinedu today. Army Chief of Staff is Yoruba. Inspector General of Police is Yoruba. Navy, Customs, even central bank, everything, they take it off. But during the Jonathan, as a slave, he has no power to change anybody. Instead, he gives the whole power to Fulani in the north. He's even serving them. Forget about few people that he gave is in the Senate and all of that. So if P2B accept, as you say, as we are debating some time ago, they can never allow him to sit down to take any cup of water to the throat. They will frustrate him. The Yoruba today that have taken all the key positions is because they know what they are doing. Their people are supporting them. In the East, what we have is arbory in the name of politicians. Some time ago, I heard that Pius Anyam has jumped from PDP to APC, terrorist party. Fulani terrorist party in Nigeria. You will be surprised. Don't be surprised that Anambra State, the one they call professor, may likely join APC at the end. Because these people, they are slaves. They have no shame. Because Igbo man is supposed to learn from the past. If you cannot learn from what will happen to your people, from Azikiwe to now, you are nothing. If you are an Igbo man and you have no shame for what is happening to your people now, your name is son. Because as Igbo man, the shame the leader we have as Ohanes Igbo have created and politicians have created in Igbo land is something when you remember it, you will be crying every day. They're supposed to come together to rescue their race from bondage in the name of Nigeria. They had time, I say it 7 times, is coming to Nigeria. Nobody is interested to do anything good in Nigeria. Look at how Chinedu is stealing the whole money. Chinedu, who will die soon, and the criminal he used to surrender himself in Yoruba land, and some Fulani, they are sucking Nigeria dry. They are begging money from overseas to buy executive car, bulletproof car for themselves. Black people, our leader has said that black people don't reason, they don't think. And they have seen it correct. And the foundation is Nigeria, especially in Igbo land. What am I trying to say is this? Any of Igbo man today must try to support IPOB. If you love your children when you die, support IPOB. Failing to do so, whatever money you think you have in Nigeria, even in abroad, even all these politicians, they don't know that those money they are packing overseas, immediately they die. The white people will convert the money and use it to develop their place. Because they have seen that black people are useless on earth. If you fail to learn from Nnamdi Kanu on this Radio Biafra, forget about Igbo people, forget about black people, because they are slaves. When they steal money, they kill their people. for money. All these people, some of them will not reach 20 years, 10, 30, 15 years, they die. And all the evil they did when they are alive will be here on earth for people to suffer. Even their own children will follow along. Thank you, Jonathan. Will be your strength because you are a strong man. Continue your work. And DOS, everybody put hands, work hard. Because now you are here. Those people who fight with Ojukwu, many of them have gone. Thank you, and God bless you. And all who will help you.
Oh,
thank you.
There were Mazi. There were. Caller on, let me see. What's up? Can you hear me?
Jonathan, good evening for you. Can you hear me?
There were. The whole world is hearing you. Go on.
Bless you.
Mazi, you have a radio, I mean the app, talking at the background.
Yeah.
Please, off it.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but there is the radio is still talking.
Yes, I don't know how we come on.
No, it's the same phone. The same phone you are using.
So, Mazi, let me quickly say what I want to say.
Go on.
So, Mazi, this issue of protest. This issue of protest Nigerians are planning. Mazi, and protest. So, Nigeria cannot do protests without Igbo people. And Nigeria cannot do protests without an Igbo people. And once I know these protests, they cannot cope with Igbo people. Because I can remember 2014, during the Bulgaria and Tunumbu and all of them gang up against Jonathan, protesting this and that with your object, they bring back our guests. Mazi, how they hear these protests, they just all of a sudden, all of them come out and protest against Jonathan, and Jonathan suddenly surrendered the government to them and went out. So Mazi, in that man that saying something in whether na channel television, saying about P2B or this and that, if he like let him go and sleep for P2B Twitter, no Igbo man, everybody eyes has opened in this Nigeria. We are not Nigeria and we are not supporting for this protest. So what I am saying from my own side, in my own opinion, all our eyes on them, whether Yoruba or whether na Fulani, we are looking for them, how they will cope with their protest. We are not part of their protest and we will never be part of their protest. Our protest is referendum. What we want is we want to get out on this country. We are not part of them that calling for this protest, and we must out of Nigeria. So, no protest or no protest, we are not part of it. If they like, let them cry for hungry or whatever. It's not our business. Our leaders say that they never see anything. So, the end, we must help Biafra. We are listening. We are following them one after the other. Anything they are saying, we are following them. So we are not part of protest. May Chukwu bless you and continue your good work.
There were Mazi. Thank you very much. Almost help Biafra. Let me pick this call. Let it be the last caller. Let me see. We must continue. Any protest for Nigeria or better Nigeria or this and that, Biafrans are not involved. Biafrans are not involved. Because we are for Biafra. That is the basic. But when you think about it, when you talk about democracy, democracy protest is part of democracy, of course. Caller on WhatsApp, I think is Wanda Tina. Can you hear me, Wanda Otekwele? Wanda. It is not very, very scarce, Wanda.
I'm lucky got through to get to you and to Biafrans who are listening to you, and of course everybody else who is listening on Radio Biafra. Thank you very much for the wonderful work that you do, Mazi Chinedu. We really appreciate you. If we don't come here and tell you that, you say, don't thank me, don't do this. But if we don't tell you, we don't know whether people will know that we really appreciate you. So that's why we say that. Enough said about that. Listen to what you played. When you listen to it again, you listen to voices of people who are not serious. Listen to the voice. The voices of the young people who are even speaking, they're not serious. You say that they are only addressing the symptoms of what ails Nigeria. And that is true. They're only discussing about the symptoms of the matter. They're not discussing the real deal. The real deal is to consider if Nigeria is even one. That's number one. If you're not one, then you find a way to reorganize yourselves and act like human beings who want to be free. Nigerians don't act like they want to be free. Look at just a democratic process about protest. Here in the United States of America, you can protest anytime you want, night or day. You can even shout to anybody about anything, any issue at all. You don't have to make it known to anybody. You don't have to get excuse from anybody. Nobody would threaten you. But this has been planned now for a month and a half, and there has been all these ridiculous narratives flying around. Peter Obi started this. Oh, it's for people from the north. Oh, it's people from the south. Oh, it's people from Biafra. Oh, it's the IPOB. Why does that have to go to this extent? A protest in a democratically process or government should not take anything. But it has become an issue. But if you go to one of those spaces that, like you played, I go to spaces on X. When you go to those X spaces and listen to Nigerian youth, you will know how ridiculously uneducated about these issues that they are. Let me tell you, great friends, we have a great tool to educate ourselves, and it's called Radio Biafra. If you're not listening to Radio Biafra, you're missing the whole point. Because we're listening to Radio Biafra, we are educated. We know what we want. Ask us morning, day, and night. We'll come out and tell you. But these masses, these uneducated, very ignorant youths of Nigeria don't even know what they want. You want to stop bad governance? You want to stop to get food to eat? What do you want in your life that will really make a difference? That will really change your life and change the lives of your children and your grandchildren? They're not talking about that. Okay, we need to tell them plainly, Biafra wants referendum and we want the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Those are the things we can protest against. Those are the things that we can stand behind. We are not hungry. Hunger can be solved. Bad governance, you take two bad leaders, you bring in 4 bad ones. There is nobody in Nigeria who is trained well enough to govern Nigeria to a successful end. None, nobody, even the ones crying right now. If you put them in that power, Britain will come with their money, America will come with some money bags, and French will come with mercenaries and will decimate whatever you're trying to do for your people. So if you don't deal with the issues, you can never govern successfully in that contraption. We want them to leave us alone. If you want to go on a protest, go on a protest. You don't have to announce a protest. It should be spontaneous. Mazi, just keep preaching. We Biafrans, we are learning, but we need to find a way to get to the bigger population of Nigeria. Nigerian youth need to come to Radio Biafra and learn how to actually manage their own issues and articulate what they want. We Biafrans, we can articulate what we want, we can say it anytime, and we know what we want. So let them come and learn. And then when I get she to disseminate this information, to teach them about themselves, about the contraction, let's do it. Thank you so very much for the work that you do for Great Biafrans.
There was what they want. There were Now this is where I'm going to switch off the phones. Biafrans and lovers of freedom. You know, one thing that baffles me with Nigerians is they say they are in democracy, okay, but they are, you know, demonizing protests as if it is another thing. Whereas in every democracy, protest is part of it, part of democracy. Now, if you don't want protest, you know, design another form of government. Is it not what we want? Is it not what Biafrans are clamoring for? You don't eat a rat, but you use teeth to, mouth to share, or teeth to share rat meat to children. How can it be possible? Let us design, is what IPOB is clamoring for. Because this government, because Nigeria is a government set up by Britain, it cannot work. Whereas democracy goes with protests. But now it is something of politicizing it. Is Igbo this and that? Okay, if we always stem up protests, Igbos, leave Igbos, let them go, let them live their lives and stem up protests against themselves, and let us get out of Nigeria. Is it not what we are clamoring for? As long as you are in democracy, but you cannot protest. Anything is Igbo. Is Igbo man that did it. Is Igbo man that did it. Okay, we are bad people. We want to go. You say no, you are not leaving. Does it make sense? These are the things that I expect Nigerian journalists to be teaching to Nigerians on air. What the heck is this? Everything you demonize is Igbos that cause it. Is Igbos that are this and that. Okay, leave the Igbos to go. You call out to dots. You say we are good for nothing. We are not good to hold any post, any strategic post. They are not to be trusted. You are not competent. We are not this. We are not that. We are troublemakers. Okay, leave us to go. And you say no. Is it no problem you want? When Singapore and Malaysia were amalgamated together, they did the amalgamation by themselves. No third party put them together. Because they thought that, oh, if we are together, we can be bigger. The more bigger we are, the more we can make, at least, we can make a huge impact on others, on ourselves. We can be richer. And our voice could be heard more easily. And they came together. But after they saw that they cannot work together, politically they are killing themselves, physically, anything, because they have different values. Malaysia started blaming Singapore, saying, now you tell me, or say, make you join me. Oh yeah, we no need again. Oh yeah, now you be the problem. They exclude, they cut off Singapore. They pursued Singapore from the Union. And do you know what? The then Singaporean president or Singaporean regional president, regional prime minister that became the first Singaporean prime minister in 1965 at that time. He was announcing to his people, crying, oh, we have been excommunicated from Malaysia. He was shedding tears on television while announcing to the people. And said, now there is nothing we can do. Because we try to be together, no way. And Malaysia single-handedly excommunicated us. They pursued us from the union. They say, we don't need you again. Let us be alone, and you people alone. I beg, because wahala full everywhere. The man said, he appealed to his people, say now, is for us now, our destiny is in our hand. Let us in order to build a country. And that is what they did. Today, Singapore is as developed as anything. Are you hearing me? They don't even have land. They don't have land. They build skyscrapers. Singapore now is a skyscraper, because space up is infinite. So the skyscrapers everywhere. A land that maybe a land that can be occupied by only maybe 10 families. With skyscrapers, they occupy 1,000 families will be living there. Do you see? But had it been there in the same union with Malaysia, they wouldn't have been achieving this. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing it? So when you say Igbos are evil, Igbos are this, they are causing problem in Nigeria. Okay, excommunicate us. Say, oh yeah, we go. We don't need, oh yeah, take your, oh yeah, go. We don't need you again. Take everything. Go with your problem. The same way they did to Singapore. Why we want to go? No. Okay. You want us to stay, but you want us to be hands down, sterilized. Just like that, so that we become dead bodies. No, nothing. We don't talk. We don't do anything. No position. Nothing. Okay, we have to be, slaves. No, it cannot happen now. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. It cannot happen. The hatred of Igbos is why Nigeria is destroyed and continue. It will be destroyed completely. Nigeria is irredeemable. Nigeria is unfixable. Are you hearing me? Hear it today. It is not about bad leadership, but the people, Britain, that the structure that created Nigeria, created it for a purpose. For this purpose, failure. Now, they created Nigeria for failure. So that Nigeria cannot succeed. They only be bleeding. Guys had the Humma. As it's like this, Britain and their cohorts, American and Western cohorts, they are stealing, looting. The same way they were doing in Niger Republic. Oh, Niger is the poorest country in the whole world. Every time CNN is very proud to announce it. Oh, Niger is democracy, but it's the poorest country in the whole world. But you have American drone base there. French is there. Italy is there. The whole West, they are there in their territory. But they are promoting their democracy. But Niger, the people are suffering. They are one of the largest uranium deposits of the world, but no electricity. No electricity. Until the military said, no, this so-called democracy is not working for us. Let us change another system. And after that time, you see the West, they come. Hey, you are removing democracy. Democracy with poverty, with misery. What does democracy profit to the people? What? Just tell me what. Is it not the democracy they impose in Libya today? Is it not the same democracy? They killed Gaddafi that, Libya under Gaddafi, we are living more better than Western European countries. It's a fact. It's not what I made up. It's a fact. But they are not happy. Because they don't want to see any African country, succeeding. No. They don't want to see it. Because they feel that we are subjugable. We are people that you are down. We should not rise up. So, they will be praising you with democracy the same way Biden, he recognized Tinubu. Oh, it's a democracy. Congratulations. After signing everything, both GMO food that he will float it to Nigeria. He signed, say no problem as long as I have the power. Every type of bad policies, anti-people's policies, he agreed. And he you are now you are welcome, you are democracy. Don't worry, we'll promote you. These things should not continue. The misery of Africans should not continue. Nothing lasts forever, for your information. The restoration of Biafra is the restoration of hope, the restoration of our dignity. That is it. Thank you for listening. Biafra remains our ideology. Biafra remains our religion. There is no other religion other than Biafra. We must continue what we are doing. No retreat, no surrender. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is still in the enemy dungeon. It doesn't matter whatever they do. IPOB remains indomitable. We are here. Remember, DOS is in charge in the interim, led by Mazi Chinedu. They are working day and night in order to making sure that things continue going right, and that we must continue until Biafra is restored, and the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. Forget about what they are telling you, this and that negotiation, this and that. That is nonsense, rubbish. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be removed, must be released unconditionally. And it is the action of IPOB that will release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And IPOB is working towards that. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. From here, it is simply good evening.
Abịakwala n'ọzọ ka ha kwatusu Biafra. Mana Chukwu okike abịa ma gị ka ị nọ n'aka o. Mana Chukwu okike abịa ma gị ka ị nọ n'aka o. Na anyị gaala, ugbu a bụ ka anyị je nwere onwe anyị. Ugbu a bụ ka anyị je ala. Biafra na-atago.
The land of the rising sun is a home of hope. A home of hope of the Biafrans. The far of the eastern land is a promised land, a blessed land of the Chukwu Biafra.
Ebe ka unu si Biafra. Ebe ka unu si Biafra ka ị mara.
Lovers of freedom, this is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 7th day of February, being Wednesday, 2024. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra House of Service. You all know what's up today. Before we continue, let me also announce that you can be hearing our voice on our FM 102.1 in parts of Biafra land, including Iguacha and environs, and many other places. Also, we are on satellite. We are on free-to-air satellite. Therefore, you have no excuse not to listen to this message, this expose today. Moreover, you can download our very low data consuming application, Radio Biafra, IPOB Community Radios, IP Community Radio. IPOB Community Radio. That is our app. Also, if you are connected in the internet, you can listen to us through different ways. Just go and ask Google, how do I listen to Radio Biafra London? And you will have many options, including on social media, Rapture Media, the Biafra Digest, Biafra Television, Radio, Biafra House of Service, among others. Therefore, today, as you may know, I am here with our GOC Mazi Chinasanworu, who will host today's program on an interactive session and the things we need to know as Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Therefore, without taking any much time, irrespective of whatever you are doing, because I know that some people might be watching the ongoing football, it doesn't matter, but tune in because Ntebonka in order to listen. Therefore, I will hand over the microphone to Mazi Sanwo-Olu, who will give us his introductory message. Mazi Sanwo-Olu, please, over to you for your introductory message. Please go on.
Edu, ndewo nwa Chineke. Biafrans and all the lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi Sanwo-Olu. Mazi Sanwo-Olu served the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State. Mazi Sanwo-Olu is from Obingwa. Obingwa is in Aba province. Today, I have come on air to continue to do certain clarification concerning this struggle. Where we are, there is no need, or there is no really need for us to be expecting that every now and then the leadership of IPOB will be coming on air to speak. But there is a need, and I want our people to understand that the era of coming to say everything on the air has gone. Biafrans are not the only people fighting for freedom. There are many countries fighting for freedom, like we are doing. There are also people who have fought for their own freedom before now. There are also people seeking for regional government. There are people in arms. Go to Ethiopia, go to many places in the world. People are fighting for self-determination. We do not see the leaders of those movements every time on air, because what you do in this struggle is very tedious work, unless those who do not have anything to do, or those who have nothing in their hand. For example, I know many people want Mazi Chinedu to come on air to speak to our people. But whatever Mazi Chinedu will tell you also, before I come on air, instructions are being given, is directed, the issues, sometimes you have to touch. And when one of us is doing that, consider it that the leadership is speaking to you people. If you know the enormous work on the table of the HOD, these are people who will do their own work to put food on the table of their families. This leadership of IPOB, we are not like others. Some others were paid salary that they are collecting on every month. Some of you knew that. But this leadership, because of what have before us, we do not have, or we do not intend, because this movement, from the time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, we started to handle this movement. We run the struggle on 24 hours. People, we are fighting also for something for our own personal families and extended families. At the same time, people expect us also to come on air on every day to speak to our people. It is not going to work, or it is not going to be, the chances of such thing being a reality is very slim. Every member of the DOS have a family to take care of. Every member of this DOS has a work to do to put food on his table, at least. Pay bills. We are living in diaspora. We are not living in Biafra land. And we are not being paid. And we are not paying ourselves. All we are doing is that oath we have taken to fight for the restoration of Biafra. Time might have gone when some people who call themselves leader or like the former deputy leader, all of you know, just for him to come on Radio Biafra, he was being paid. Of course, nobody is against that. But I want everybody to know it is not easy. If you can handle the volume of work in the hands of the HOD, you will understand that you don't even have that time. But it doesn't stop you that you won't come out to speak to Biafrans from time to time. We have a lot to do. I want you also to ask yourself, for 10 years we have created the awareness. For 10 years we have spoken to our people on different platforms. Our leader have spoken to our people on the ground. They have spoken, we have created the awareness. Do you want us to continue on just speaking on social media? Imagine the time Ojukwu fought for the Biafran Civil War. There was no social media. And I know there was a media blackout. But people still support. People still stand and fought for the Biafran War for 3 years. But today, Biafrans, we have our own media. We have our own, thank God, social media came in our own time. Nobody can deny. We didn't have a radio that is covering so wide. We have it on app. People cannot say we don't know what is happening in Biafra land or we don't know what we are fighting for. If you don't know, I'm sure your friend knows. If your friend don't know, a member of your family knows. If a member of your family does not know, at least you can get some information from marketplaces, union, all the places in the church environment. Therefore, Biafrans, it is time that we should stop this flimsy excuse of, I am confused, I don't know what is happening. Whoever wants to be confused will be confused. That is just a word they use for excuses. It does not mean the person does not know what he's doing. Somebody following kidnappers, somebody following criminals will turn around and tell you, I am. But you know these guys are criminals. You know they are kidnappers. You know the evil they are committing. But you think by your flimsy excuse that I am confused, I don't know who to follow, that is enough for us to accept what you're doing, accept your sabotage, and accept all the rubbish that you are doing in the name of freedom fighting. We do not accept people who have indulged in criminality and wants to come inside IPOB to clean their dirty linens in what we are doing. We want everybody in IPOB to be very careful of what he's doing. There are more Biafran sympathizers. There are more Biafran supporters. There are more IPOB members that you cannot see with your visible eyes. They are financial supporters. They love what you are doing. They want Biafrans to be free. That's why in my last broadcast, I advised Biafrans to be very careful of how they come on social media to cast stones on any dog that barks or to cast stones in the market because you don't know who is going to fall on his head. I can assure you and I can tell you that there are many Biafrans who support this movement in kind, in cash, in any means. They are supporting this struggle. But for the fact they do not join you in an IPOB family unit does not mean they are not supporting this struggle. And I want us to correct that impression. There are a lot of supporters for this struggle. If we destroy them, we destroy our movement. If we destroy them, we destroy possibilities of also moving forward. If we destroy them, we destroy our own people. I do not want us, like one of the broadcast HOD did, he said, if you want to get undiluted truth, come to Radio Biafra. Our information do not go through YouTubers or content creators, because they want to tell you something you want to hear. They want to, give you some butterflies in your stomach. That's all they want to do. So they can be cashing out through the YouTube channels. Here on Radio Biafra, we will tell you how it is. And most of them, they are all listening to Radio Biafra. Only when they take information out from Radio Biafra, they go and dilute it. They try to, twist it. Either it will be in their own favor or in the favor of what they are doing in order to have more followers and more listeners. But on Radio Biafra, this is where the leadership speaks. We know the reason why sometimes people want us to come and speak in their platforms. No, we decided we won't do that. Reasons are, we do not want to create some impression, because we realize that people took that advantage from our leader. When somebody just on social media invite the leader, somebody will go and facilitate it. Maybe because he brought money without knowing our leader goes there, and the moment he speaks in that platform, they boost all those platforms. It seems as if there is something there, but they don't know. They were all traps. They were all planned. It was for a purpose. And most of you have seen what those things have cost the leadership of this movement and the Biafra struggle at large. People will come. If you are not a well-known media house, the leadership may not want to speak through any other platform for now. They can grant interviews, written interviews. They can speak to known media houses. We have our media and publicity secretary. We have the way we communicate. But apart from that, we might not speak to any person, any group, hosting, who might in one way or the other want to just use it to cash out, and on the other way around, make caricature of what we are doing. Without wasting much of our time, I would like us to go, because I think we will have more people who will make it more interactive today. We'll have people who might want to call in to ask some questions. And I am here to answer some of your questions. Mazi Chinedu, I will stop here so that we can pick up the topics we have for this program. Ndewo Machineke.
Ndewo Mazi, Ndewo Udodrege. Before we continue, let me also announce that our Radio Biafra is back on CHK 102.1 in these parts of Anambra and Delta states. Obaru, Onitsha, Oka South, Oka North, Onitsha, Newi North, Asaba, Idemili South, Idemili North, and many other places within Anambra and Delta states. Therefore, you can kindly tune in on 102.1 in these areas, please. Mazi, before we go into the main topic, like what you said, which means, to make it clearly, does it mean that no member of the VOS is being paid by IPOB? Is that what you're talking about? Is that what you mean, please?
Mazi, exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you very much, because we all understand how difficult it is for us to take care of our family, both far and near, siblings, all. As somebody in the diaspora, you have to. And after, you also have to take care of a Biafra business, honestly speaking. Talk less of people like Mazi Chinedu and the DOS in general. It's highly challenging, honestly speaking. So, Mazi, To go into today's business, I want to, for you to start by telling the whole world, the Biafrans and everybody, anyone listening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been going to court, and we have all seen what happened and what has been happening until reaching the apex court of Nigeria. We all saw what happened. Now, IPOB has come that, it will reject any further trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on any Nigerian court. Mazi, can you expatiate why is it so? Why is IPOB taking this decision? Please. Go on, Mazi. Go.
Thank you, Mazi Chinedu. Thank you, Mazi Chinedu, for this question, and it's a very, very important question in what we are doing, because today is today. I will say, just sorry, I want to pick up a date. Okay, Mazi, why I said IPOB, we are rejecting any further trial for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on any Nigerian court. We have our reasons, and the reasons are enormous. I don't know, but everyone can agree with me that it was on Thursday last week when I posted the flyer. It was on Thursday or Wednesday that I put on Wednesday or Thursday. I posted the flyer that I will be coming on air to speak when already we have gotten the date that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be going to court on 8th of February. But on last week, when I made that post, when I released the flyer that I will be coming on air to talk about this, the following day, the Nigerian government, they said now that they have cancelled the trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I do not know if it helps me, whether they want to hear what we are going to say. But one thing is this. When they gave this date, everybody, the expectation was high. Let us come and see. But for some of us, we know what they are coming to do in the Nigerian courts. Today, we also made a post that they have cancelled the court date. This court date was cancelled on Friday last week. And there was no reason why they cancelled the court case. Now, today, I didn't want to announce to our people, because there are people who say now they are the one in charge of the court. You can see them ranting all over. They say they are the one in charge. They have kicked out everybody they want to kick out so that. But from early in the morning, we started getting calls, people who say they were moving to Abuja. We knew they have cancelled the court case, and we were expecting them to announce it by themselves, because they are the ones that got the date. Now, we don't know how they got the date. You understand me? And this is the first time since rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is the first time a court has given a date and they cancelled it with no reason. The case, they didn't even wait for the date. They cancelled it. This is the first time it's happening. This is the first time it's happening.
Mazi, before you continue,
yes.
There's something I want you to also make it clear. So, because English is not our language. Because some people we say it was adjourned, and we all know that it is cancelled. Cancelling means it never existed. There was no court sitting at all. Had it been there was court sitting, even the judge didn't come, they will adjourn it, right? For any reason. But this one, it is cancellation. So I want you to make it clear to people.
Yeah, Mazi.
Yeah,
We do not know the reason why they cancelled it. Only those who got the date can tell Biafrans why the date was cancelled. But they say it was adjourned. For me, I do not agree it was adjourned because the court never sat or they didn't sit at all. So, and even if adjourned till when? For now, there is no date. Nigeria, I don't think Nigeria is even prepared to come out for now. Sooner they will tell you they are going for Easter break and all this kind of stuff. So the court date was cancelled. And why we came out to tell our people that the court date before they now followed to come out to tell the people, because people have already started traveling. Somebody already, informed me that he's already in Abuja. Do you understand me? He arrived this early morning, and a lot of people were on their way to Abuja. Calls were coming in from left and right. Some say they are. So I said, if we kept silent and say, let those who got the date to do this announcement, at the end of the day, it's going to be on our head. At the end of the day, then I contacted the HOD. I said, this is the situation. People are going. People are heading to Abuja. And we know that there is no court sitting on this date. If we keep silent, people at the end of the day, they will start to attack the leadership. That the leadership did not even know that the court case, and we cannot deny the fact. We cannot say, oh, we know they cancelled it. Then people will ask us why you didn't make it public. We know transport is very expensive. People can pay up to 30,000 to Abuja now. 60,000 going and coming back. And you knew that there was no court case. So that's why we found it necessary to come and announce our people that the court will not be sitting. For those who were traveling already on their way to Abuja, some of them might stop along the way and turns back to their homes than moving to Abuja, and people have to be very, very careful. So that is what happened today for the court case. And I'm using this opportunity also to tell our people the court will not be sitting tomorrow. It was cancelled, and for now we don't know the reason, and there is no new date. They have gotten that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come to court. But straight to the point, the main point, while we are rejecting and objecting any further trial, for 2 years, yet 6 months, we have followed for the fact that we didn't know what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We don't know how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu fall in the trap of these people. Because of that, there are many IPOB members that have been killed for this cause. There are people in IPOB who say that they support the leadership of IPOB. They don't know. Some of them were killed. In Imo State, there are coordinators. There are ESN officers who said, these people you are saying they don't know about the kidnapping and rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We do not believe in any other person. Some of them, they busted their rooms and they killed them. Many of you do not know the number of people that were killed because they said, we do not want to follow any other people apart from the leadership, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They call them saboteurs. They call them DOS members. They call them, people were killed. And as long as I know this, I will stand up for these people who defended this struggle with their blood, with their life. And every one of you knew that the moment Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned, it was blackmail and the accusation left and right from the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from people, the women, some women in America. I will come to that later on. There were all kind of accusations. And all that time, you know, when people are accusing you, it's not every accusation we just look and go say, no, people have been accusing us. Money, sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, millions sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this way. We say to ourselves, there is something beyond this thing they are saying. People are accusing us. People coming out, talking. They say you people sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you people did this. Only a foolish person will listen to all that was done to this leadership and the person will keep silent. Only a foolish person. Every one of us, it disorganized our families, it dislodged our businesses, it destroyed many things we do in life. Because you were worried that you can be walking even on the street and somebody will stab you for selling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And those who are seeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for all these years, and I am sure they are communicating with the leader, but even if when the leader tells them that the leadership do not know what happens to him, they found it very difficult to come, as they come to defend and talk other things, they found it very difficult to come out. Apart from to come out and say, these people do not know what happened to the leader. He confided in us. He told us. They know the reason why they decided to keep it to themselves. It was after 2 years, because I continue to push on that particular issue. After 2 years, then one of the lawyers came and wrote it that Onyendu said and give it. This is to clarify this thing. I told him, okay, we have heard. It is too late to even publish that document for anybody to see, because 2 years has gone. All we were saying, nobody want to clarify all those things. Now, there is something I want us to clarify here. After all these accusations, the leadership now want to know. And when our brother also, Madbug, went to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told him he was the only one that came out openly and said that the leader said there is nothing the leadership knows about what happened to him. Because of this, we now go investigation. We go deep. We want to understand, because there is no smoke without fire. There are things people are saying. You don't just brush everything aside. We ask ourselves that we want to know origins of all these things. Now, also at the same time, we are making inroad. We want, some of you sometimes you come out on the social media, you insult, you talk.